Storybox Audio.
All right. Come on in. We are back. The end zone is back. We are happy that you guys have decided to tune into our channel, The End Zone. We are live again. We just going to appreciate you guys and thank you guys for once again being here with us on the live. We're going to give it a few moments. Hopefully, get some people here in the live that can converse here with us. I am one of your co-hosts, Jamel. I have James here with me. I have Reggie here with me. I have EP here with me. Fellas, what is going on this evening, on this Tuesday evening? How y'all doing?
Good.
Y'all feeling good? Good. Yes. Same here. So we're gonna get into some topics on the NFL. A couple of rule changes came down, and then we're gonna slide it over to some basketball and have some good conversations with basketball. James is going to lead us in that effort. And so a couple of things that we're going to talk about in regards to some NFL rules that came down today that were approved by the owners, the elimination of the hip drop tackle. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the new kickoff rule that the NFL have established. They got it from the XFL. And so we're going to talk about, see how that's going to play out far as this season. Do guys liking it? And so we'll give it a few more moments. Guys, you guys want, have any opening remarks about anything that's on your mind?
Tired of the rules. I'm tired of the rules, man. Yeah. Tired of the rules changing. Tired of the NFL rules changing, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm ready for that topic, that type of conversation, man. Somebody made a conversation about the fact that some of these older players were trained how to tackle that way, and now you have to almost retrain them to go back. You're kind of getting away from almost can't hit the guy. You got to come up with a technique.
If you behind,
yeah.
Well, since you already started, let's go ahead and get into the hip drop tackle. So if you guys don't know, the NFL owners just approved that the hip drop tackle is no longer in play. It will be a 15-yard penalty plus an automatic first down. Hip drop tackle is essentially you grab the player from the back and you use your body weight to land on the player's lower extremities. I don't know if that's a tackle, but I'm a throw it over to James, and since he kind of opened us up with it, James, what you think? I see your face, Reggie. I'm gonna start with James, and then we'll go over to Reggie.
But you know what, Jay? I do see how you say it's not really a tackle. That technique, when you look at it on film, it really does. It just looks a way that the defensive man falls on the player by the way that he's being grabbed. So it's really not a good technique. They took away the horse collar, which again, growing up, back in the day, that you grab a guy by the collar, it's different. You got guys now with hair hanging down the back of their jersey, which is cool. I'm not against that. But those things are distractions from being able to have a technique where you grab the guy and tackle him a certain way. I think you're going to see a lot of penalties this upcoming season. A lot.
I think they will adjust. But you was just saying that you was getting tired of the rules of the. You thought this was like a tackle that everybody was doing.
Well, what I mean by the rules every year, and I get it.
You saying.
Well, what I mean is, we just changed the kickoff a year or two ago, kicking off from a different area on the field. I mean, how many times are we gonna change it?
Really? Are you talking about the kickoff? You're talking about the hip drop?
Hip drop. When I when I started off talking about the rules, I was talking about all these different rules that have been added. The hip drop was just the first one out of many that I think is just getting ridiculous that these guys play football. I don't think that their intent is to go out there and hurt another player, but I do think if they change up their style, which they've been playing since Pont Warner, I got a feeling that a lot of guys are going to injure themselves with trying to change a technique on how to tackle. With that being said, trying to not hurt the other player. I think that it's just going to get out of line. I can see it two ways, but that's my first thought on that.
But you think it's an issue with? You think it's a this is a rule for the safety, or you just don't like this rule at all?
I don't like it. I don't like it. A guy breaks away, you trying to tackle. You get paid to tackle. Okay, like James said, he took away the horse collar. I'm not injuring you. I'm trying to tackle you. Most guys, when they tackle, like they're not trying to injure you. They trying to grab you, get you down. My thing is, so now the defensive player is getting penalized. So really, now you're gonna make the game where you get 70 points and no defense really is involved. You took away the hand check for the corners. You're doing everything. Everything is based on the offense. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous for a defensive player. Like James said, they've been learning that from Pop Warner to take you down from the back. Now, here I am. It's going to be multiple pin. It's going to be multiple, or it's going to be, I got to let the guy go. Bottom line, I got to let the guy go. That's a bad look. That NFL, that's a bad look to me.
Put a flag in his back pocket, so if he get past you, just grab the flag, dog. It's getting weak. It's getting weak, you know.
So EP, you think this puts the defense at a disadvantage? How you feeling about this rule change as far as the hip drop being eliminated?
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate, yeah, and that's bad. It's a bad look, like Richard says, a bad look to NFL because we don't make these rules for the offense. We have not made any rules, and it's going to slow the game up because you know how hard it is going to determine whether that was a hip drop tackle or not. Like you know how much it's going to slow the game. This is going to slow the game up even more. We're going to be watching these games for hours, just because you're trying to determine what's a hip drop tackle. Every year they teach somebody. I'm not going to lie. It's probably way different from when I was playing football, but they teach you how to tackle different every year. And this just happened to be probably something that they noticed, you know, to get the player down. And as a defensive player, when the offense don't want to go down, that's the way they go. That's you feel all this weight, you're gonna go down. That's tackling. That's the objective. We don't have it. We don't have this same energy for the offense. I've never seen an offensive rule being made in years. Like they can do it. Receivers can do whatever they want. Receivers can do whatever they can slap. They can hit. They can do whatever they want. But we don't see that same energy, for the defense as well. But it's become too redundant after a while. Like yeah, it's unfortunate. Like I said, my whole thing is gonna slow the whole game down. It's just gonna slow it down.
Yeah, you made a good point about the speed of the game possibly slowing down because
before you go, I rather if you are gonna do it. A fine rather not even that. A fine rather than a 15-yard penalty.
Bro.
Huh? I want y'all to fully analyze this tackle before in this moment.
I didn't hear you, Reggie. What you say?
I said something. He said EP at first. He said fine. I said LB, bro.
I rather than break it down all the way rather than in that moment because this is gonna mess and slow the game down a lot. And that's just how I feel. Like I rather be a fine rather than you can't make that determination later. Say if somebody got hurt. All right, say if I may have did this purposely. We can kind of see some people who may have did it, which I still don't think nobody ever did that intentionally. But at least determine what it is before you just up and make a rule like that. That's taking some serious. You need classes for that. Like you can't just up and say that after 1 year after a couple people got hurt off the hip.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the safety of the players. This is my perspective on. I think it's the safety of the players where this hip drop has kind of been a new thing that defensive players have implemented in the tackling. They haven't been doing this, and we can look at players being injured as one player that jumps out to me automatically is Tony Pollard when he got injured in the playoff game, when the guy just grabbed him from the back and I think it was Fred Warner, he just used his body weight to bring him down, and then he landed on his ankle and essentially broke his ankle. And so you see these violent takedowns with this hip drop that they had to me, that's what the reason why they took it out the game.
Well, unfortunately, just like, man, that's a tackle. That's what they call a tackle these days, and that's been going on for years. It's been like that. Like that ain't just. I don't feel like maybe I'm not like I said. They've been making tackles. They make new ways to tackle every year, but I don't feel like they make that intentionally. That's just how they getting them down nowadays.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nowadays,
and if you're in your right mind, like not saying like you don't want to go down, but as obviously you feel your body weight going down. It's like time to go down. Like you feel your legs giving out of you. You know, you feel that. So like you're just putting out the defense as a disadvantage.
Yeah, but my thing is from what I seen in the past was a guy would jump on from behind and then use his body weight to go forward with the player. Now what you're seeing is they're yanking them back and they're pulling their body weight forward, which is impeding the player with the ball from protecting themselves. That's what you're seeing now. It's to me, I can say it's a tackle. Yes, it's a tackle, but from a safety perspective, the defender is taking their body and pulling it off the ground forward while yanking the player back.
So let me take this. Let me take this one for you, Reggie. Reggie said at the very beginning, we playing football, man.
Thank you.
We is playing. Jamel, when we relook at this tape and you broke it down really great on how the tackle goes, at the end of the day, it's a tackle. And I can remember again back with Pop Warner, you got kids happy about getting stick marks on their helmet. You're hitting in the head. Not saying you're trying to give a concussion, but they were prideful on stick marks on their helmet to where now you can't tackle that way. And I know a player is not really trying to damage another player by hitting him in the head, just full force coming at an angle because he can hurt himself, he can hurt his neck or whatever. But these different tackles, man, horse tackle, the Tom Brady rule, all these low tackles, these guys are trying to tackle the player the best way they can. You can't slam them in the ground now. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, Jay.
But the other point is my counter to that is this is the entertainment business as well, and I can't have my best players that people are paying good money to come and see out of the game because.
And we say they getting away from it because of the money. Then we say every topic.
I say safety. I say safety.
No, you say entertainment. You say entertainment to where they got to make sure they secure the player to be able to put on the show for everybody else. They paying good money.
So you ain't got to secure the defensive player when somebody at 300 pounds coming in and running them.
There's no rules to that. They can slaughter them. You can sit on. Jamil, you can push them down, and you can keep pushing them over and over. They don't do nothing. They don't do nothing about that.
What you talking about? You talking about the offensive? You also about
offensive line? Yeah, the defensive player is not protected.
Let's make a rule where the offensive line can't block a DB.
Oh, okay. They go E-ism right there. That's an E-ism.
No, you hear him?
Man.
They fall in their head, they get a concussion.
Exactly, man. That's weak, man.
150 pounds rolling over me.
But I will say something that EP said, Jay. Keep this in mind. That's gonna slow the game up. Every 2 or 3 tackles, you're gonna do a review.
It's gonna be an exam, and that's what we
don't know. Officials don't know.
Officials don't know. You're gonna have to look at every play.
Y'all, we know what a hip drop tackle is. Come on.
No, we don't, Jamel. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we do not.
Apparently,
we don't know what that is. That's a tackle. That's a tackle from behind. Everybody who does not get hurt off a hip drop tackle.
I'm not saying
we going off everybody who got hurt off a hip drop.
I'm saying what a hip drop tackle looks like when the defensive player gets off the ground and brings the player down with the momentum of their body weight. That's a hip tackle.
You know what that's gonna look like? Every lineman going and grabbing running back that looks smaller than them from behind and tackling them. That's what a hip drop tackle is gonna look like every time.
That's a hold.
They're bigger.
That's a hold. What you just described as a hold.
No, when a D lineman catches the running back from behind and tackles him and uses his weight to tackle him.
You're not holding on defense.
That's not a hold.
Trying to grab a jersey. If you grab a jersey on defense, you're not holding.
So if I understand you right, DB gets a interception and
no.
I'm trying to say
a running back. Say Tony, like you
running
said,
back past the offensive line.
Running back past the offensive line.
He grabs him. He goes down on him.
That's the hip drop, huh? That's because he's bigger than him and he caught him from behind.
No. The part that you're missing is when they take their body weight off the ground. Hold on, let me finish.
It's a tackle from behind. Every tackle from behind is gonna be say obviously for DB, maybe it won't look like a hip drop. Maybe for DB tackle from behind, grab from behind and drop down. But if a defensive lineman goes and grabs a running back from behind and he tackles him, it's gonna look like a hip drop every time. And that's that you might well say D lineman.
And I fall forward.
Unless you just say he got to grab, say you can't control when you grab somebody. Say you happen to grab him by the way. You grab him,
you grab him and you don't use your weight to bring him down. You grab him, you tackle him.
They can't help they cannot help you use their weight. They're through.
So now we got to worry about how we run to tackle a dude, and don't use your momentum to drive forward because now you slamming him.
I'm about to say now it's really not making no sense. Now it's really not making
this no getting out of hand, man. These rules are garbage, son.
Hell, that's
really
straight up, man.
Goddamn 3-4 steaks so he can be 350 pounds so I can fall on you.
Obviously, that's what I'll be too.
That's football, bro. That's football.
I think the hip drop is a new thing and they're trying to get it out, but we'll see. Y'all saying that this is tackling and it's gonna not be a good rule. So
I give it a year. They didn't examine it too well. Like they went off a couple of injuries. That didn't go through too well.
This gonna be the fact. I mean, because when it blows, when they call that in a crucial time in a game, and it's swift and it dictates the game, that's when the complaints gonna come out. Because it's gonna dictate the game. That's gonna dictate the game. That rule is gonna dictate some games.
And nobody got time to be sitting here trying to dictate what a hip drop tackle is every play. Like it's gonna be every other play. I promise you. Watch. Especially the first 3 games. Maybe they might be lenient on it after when the season started going. But these first couple of games, they're going to be examining like I think that was a hip drop because they don't know. It's a job. The refs got a job. They got it's a new thing coming on this year, and they got to deal with it. So they got to be extra careful.
We'll see what happens. We'll definitely circle back to this.
Bill said, "Oh, that ain't no hip drop."
Man, Cowboys probably finna suffer for the worst. Man, next topic. Next time. Man.
We'll circle back to this for sure when the season starts. To see how this is being officiated, and I think we all know the players that they'll adjust though. All right, so the next change that we have that was approved by the NFL recently was the new kickoff rule. So now in 2024 season, what's going to happen is the team that is receiving the ball on the kickoff, they're going to be lined up on their own 30. So before they will be lined up on the 50-yard line, on their 50-yard line in the middle. So now they're going to be further back towards where the people catch the ball on kickoffs. They're going to be at their own 30-yard line. And the team that's kicking the ball, they're going to be lined up 5 yards from that group. So they'll be at the 35. No one can move until the player that receives the ball on the kickoff till he catches the ball. Guys, I'll start with you, EP. I'm give you I'm excited about this change. How you feeling about this change?
I'm ready to see it too. We finna see a lot of like a lot of messed up flutters because this is the first year of it. So I'm excited to see it too. I'm not gonna lie, but we got to give it a run. Like one thing we got to give it a run. I don't know. I just literally don't know. But it's gonna be fun to see. I want to see it. Maybe give the returners a chance to to be shifty, to get out of there. Find a hole. It's gonna be different, man. It's just gonna be different. How to even like you might see the kickers kick the ball a little differently rather than kick it all the way up in the air, give it a bunch of hang time. They might give it a straight line drive. I'm ready to see it. I ain't gonna lie. That's probably one thing that I didn't see coming this year, but I rather seen that than them moving the ball up some, or back some. They've been doing that for a while. We haven't seen too many good returns.
Got you. How you feeling about this change, Reggie?
I think, like me and you was talking earlier before we went live. I think you might, if you get through that first line of defense, you're gonna see some touchdowns. If you got just like teams that specialize in special teams, and they block, they got a scheme to block, and they got somebody with a little speed. I think it's gonna be more. I think it's gonna be more touchdown, more touchdown.
Yeah. James, is San Francisco gonna have a strategy for this new rule in the kickoff game?
We're gonna adjust. We're gonna make an adjustment. However, I was thinking about how to even give this particular rule some grace, and looking at you got defense coming full speed now. They got an extra 20 yards. Looks like to come even harder at a defense that can't move. Offense that can't move. Think about it.
Sorry to cut you off, but like it's kind of different though, because on that kickoff before you get all that momentum, you get to jump, you get the run from the 10 to 20, 30, 40, and like on that kickoff, you got all that momentum running. Now it's kind of you starting from a shorter spot to get somebody. That's gonna be a little harder. I'm like Reggie. You're gonna see a lot of returns actually because you don't get the momentum.
Think about it. You got at the old way. You got the offense has the ability to run towards the defense. Now they can't move until
they can actually block.
Yeah, but they can't do anything until the receiver gets the ball. So I can see the receiver getting a lot of yards finding a hole. I can see that part. That's probably the only bright side of the rule. But I think you're gonna see a lot of injuries too. That's just like rules of engagement. Sounds like you got to wait till somebody tell you can fire before you can block.
Basically, kind of like a punch.
You're finna get toe up. You're gonna see a lot of dudes getting hit before the ball get there. You're gonna see some more penalties. You're gonna see some dudes moving because you got somebody coming at me full speed, and I gotta stand there.
You can't move to the ball.
You can't move till the person catches the ball.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. If you got a kicker that's kicking the ball really high, you got a dude running down the field full speed, and you got a guy.
No. Nobody can move. Nobody can move to the ball.
Neither team can move.
Got you. Okay.
That's why I said. So that's why I said the defense has no momentum. Actually, so it's a lot of blocking going on rather than somebody running full speed at you, and you gotta dodge lanes and stuff like that. So it's but them being stuck right here, it'd probably be easy for a return to get out.
Yeah, in that case, I see a lot of touchdowns. Yeah. I see a lot more touchdowns.
That's kind of weird to me.
One point I brought up, me and Reggie was talking about, was that I like that it's going to allow teams to be strategic. No, I can't say the word. Strategic. Thank you. Say that they're going to be strategic to find players that can help them in special teams, which is going to allow some more people to have opportunities in the NFL teams. So I like that they're trying to incorporate some excitement back into the special teams, because it was a non-play for a while. So we'll hopefully look to see KaVontae Turpin for the Cowboys have a big role for us this year.
That's a one
And,
cut and go. Get out of
yeah,
there.
yeah.
All you gotta do is make one cut. You ain't gotta dodge too many
Yeah.
people.
Yep. Once you get past that first line, you good. Like y'all was saying.
This might get ugly.
Yeah. But all right, man. That was good discussion in the NFL. We're gonna transition over to the NBA. I'm gonna turn it over to James, man. He's gonna lead us here in this effort on this discussion as far as the NBA. James, take it away.
Hey, thank you, Jamel, man. We always have a good time, no matter what we do, whether it's NFL, whether it's NBA. I think we always have a good time on this show. Again, really, really great discussion. And so let's move forward into the NBA, the National Basketball Association, and talk about playoffs right around the corner. We got some teams battling. We got some teams look like resting players. You see, I'm trying to represent my Los Angeles Lakers tonight, but LeBron looks like he'll be out tonight again with an ankle sprain against a really good team in the East, which I think we need them right now. We looking at maybe 6 or 7 games left for the rest of the season, guys. Does that sound about right?
No, I think with more. Hold on.
Where we at with the games left in the season?
I think it's about 12.
Yeah, about 13. 12, somewhere around there.
And so this is my thought with the lead in, and I'm gonna get you guys' thought. This is my thought. Our opening topic on discussion. We're gonna talk about the playoffs and the play-in. Not necessarily the playoffs, but the play-in portion of the playoffs is what we're going to talk about. This is my thought. You got a lot of teams that say they're 9th, 10th place or below. And you remember back in the day, they would try to lose games so that they get more opportunities for a draft pick. But then you got those type of teams that have nothing to say play for, and they hurt the teams that need that 3 or 4 win down the end of the season to get them from a 7 position to a 5 position. You know, when you got 3 or 4 teams that are evenly matched with their scores that are tied for 7th place or 6th place, and you got somebody like the Lakers. I think, honestly, fellas, the only team, if I was the Lakers, the only team I wouldn't want to see is Denver, because they are evenly matched with experience. Right now, we're looking at the playoffs talking about everybody is 0-0. Your record doesn't matter at this point. We matched up now on seeds and how we're going to play this series. And at first, I was thinking the Clippers is close, but Denver is the only one I wouldn't want to see in a 7-game series. Listen to what I said, Jay. 7-game series. So let's start with you.
You better be worried about everybody you better be worried about everybody in the West Conference.
Let's start off with you, Jay. Your thoughts on why the play-in is good for the league, and your thoughts on how we gonna move around in the playoffs and some teams that you like.
Yeah, definitely. But before I get to that, your Lakers ain't doing nothing this year, man.
Y'all worse than the Cowboys, man.
I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that this year, man.
We gonna review this tape, fellas. We gonna review this tape. I'm gonna stand on. I'm gonna stand on. I'm gonna stand on this like you got the Knicks.
Hey,
I'm gonna shoot back. I'm gonna shoot back.
The conference finals, but look
now before the show, everybody didn't know what we was talking about. Little outside bets, you know, them push-ups might come in handy if the Lakers have a better record than the Knicks, bro. And we talking about talking about 7 and 8 minute 40-yard dashes. I mean, you might need to tune up, dog.
I'd rather do the push-ups.
The Knicks. That's not going to happen.
The Knicks will make it farther than the Lakers.
Hey, I'm right there with you, Jane. I'm right there with you, Jamel. I'm right there with you, Jamel.
But,
my man.
They not going to have a better record, Jane.
Oh, no. I didn't mean record. No, I didn't mean record.
Now.
I didn't mean record. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't mean record.
The Knicks have a better record than the Lakers?
No, I think the Lakers can go further if we got to make the play-in, though. I say the Lakers go further, but we got to make the play-in. So I shouldn't even be talking right now. We got to work on that.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
we
never
got to
know.
work on
LeBron's
that.
the play-in MVP. The play-in MVP is Bron.
Well, I'm going to go with them regardless, win, lose, or draw. I'm gonna go with them regardless, but we can make some noise in the playoffs if we get in.
But
so we got to worry about getting in and do that show after we in there.
Into your question, man. I like the play-in. For the Pacific thing was going on right now in the Western Conference. You got a young team in the Houston Rockets that usually, with the old rules, they'll be ready to be thinking about Cancun. Now what they're establishing is, hey, how can we get better for next year? But even better than that is, hey, we can make the playoffs. Let's make the play-in. Let's kick the Warriors. That's dead dynasty. Let's get them out of here. And then let's just see what we can do. We playing with house money right this moment. And then even if we don't make the playoffs, guess what? We got momentum for next year as a young team. So I love the play-in because it makes these last 13, 12 games, it makes it matter for the 9th seed, the 10th seed, and for a team like the young Houston Rockets that's trying to build something, with their team.
Okay. I can go with that. I got a different thought. I'm gonna save mine for the end, but that's not bad. I can see how you can see that it builds momentum for teams that are struggling a little bit, even just trying to make the tournament. So it can go both ways. Reggie, give me your thoughts on the play-in. Is it good for the league?
Yes. Did you watch the playoffs last year? Who played in the play-in? The Miami Heat.
Miami Heat.
The Miami. Where did they finish?
Number 8.
Where did they finish?
They was at number 9, right? They started at 9 or 10.
Miami Heat proved that the play-in works. Bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
That's the prime example. It don't really. It don't need nothing else need to be said. Sure, if I had the mic, I would drop it.
Drop the mic, Reg.
EP, can you follow that? Can you follow that?
Man. Yeah, man, that playing is very, very entertaining, man, and I like it. I like it. They should have. I didn't like that in-season tournament. They need to do away with that. As you can see, it burns out LeBron. I don't know what he played so hard for that. For he's 40. What are you doing? I would have tanked that on purpose. Then, like you said, he happens to be in the play. I'm sorry to keep talking about LeBron, but he happens to be in the play-in every it's starting. That's his tournament at this point. But he's in a world of trouble. He's in a world of trouble because if obviously we see the Suns drop down to number 8. Number 7 seed don't go to the play-in, do they?
Yeah. 7 plays 8.
The 7, 8, 9, and 10.
The Mavericks are number 7. He's in a world of trouble.
You in the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference, brother?
Western Conference. Well, I said LeBron. I said Mavericks.
He said the Mavericks. He said the Mavericks. Number 7. He said the Mavericks. Number 7.
Yeah, so LeBron, he's in a world of trouble this year. He's in a world of trouble, and like you said, them Rockets. Like you never know what them Rockets. But you got teams like that really just inching in on you. So I think it gets very, very interesting there.
I think the Rockets may catch the Warriors, man. They about to end that dynasty.
I think I know they will. I'm not even worried. I'm not worried.
I think they're gonna catch them.
And you know what, Jamel? That's an example of what we talked about. Teams that are outside of the circle trying to make it. And so you got teams that are in the number 1 seed. This is why I said about the Lakers making noise. You got teams that may be, I think we had 2 or 3 teams tied for, was it 4th, 5th place? You got teams like the Rockets that may play. I don't have the stats in front of me to talk about how many games that each of these teams have to play over 500 teams down the stretch. But you got teams like the Rocket trying to make some noise and win they last 4 or 5 games, right? Now, this is the hard part about the play-in, which I'm gonna read to you guys for the fans that don't know. The 9th and 10th place have to play to be able to go for the 8th seed.
Right.
Mhm.
But the 7th and 8th place teams play for the 7th seed. Now, when you look at some of these matchups, when I said the Lakers can make some noise, and I said the only team that we gonna struggle with would be Denver. The Lakers right now sitting in 9, us playing the Warriors to get an 8 seed, right? Let's say Oklahoma City and Denver change seeds at number 1 and number 2, right? We play the Thunder and move forward because we could beat the
James,
Thunder.
wait, before you go any further, y'all have to beat the Rockets to the home. So if y'all, what seed are y'all at now?
The
Number
9
We sitting at
seed.
number 9.
So y'all, so you talking about you jumping way too far ahead.
I'm just giving you scenarios.
You think
Well-
y'all while the Rockets catch today, so say if this playoffs ended today and in the season stop right now, would y'all be able to beat the Rockets 7 times?
Well, if the season ended today, the
They
Rockets
wouldn't play
wouldn't
the
make
Rockets
it.
7 times.
The
They
Rockets
play-
wouldn't make it.
Okay,
That's why I was
okay,
giving you
okay.
a further scenario. But
Okay,
if the season ended today, we got the Nuggets number 1, we got the Thunder number 2, we got Timberwolves number 3, Pelicans number 4, Clippers number 5, Kings number 6, and then we got the Mavericks at 7, Suns at 8, Lakers at 9, and Warriors at 10.
Okay.
Anything could change.
Okay.
Right. Anything could change with those last games at the end of the year.
Y'all can
Same
beat-
with the East Coast.
Y'all can beat the
Same with-
Warriors. Y'all can beat the Warriors. Okay.
Same with the East Coast. Reggie made a good point about Miami being there. You know, you got Miami sitting in 7th position, having to go to the play-in against the 76ers, hands down. It's not an easy game, but I can see the Heat taking that.
But going back to what you were saying in regards to the Lakers, I don't know if y'all can beat the Thunder. I've watched the Thunder a little bit this year, and they got shooters, they efficient, they got bigs, they got defenders, and Chet Holmgren, he's a matchup problem for any team. So I don't know if y'all can beat OKC in the 7th series if they were to be 1. I understand. I get what you on Denver. I think Denver's in a league of their own in regards to the West. I think they have some trouble against some teams, maybe the Clippers, but I don't see them having trouble against y'all. But OKC would be a tough out for you guys.
Yeah. It won't be as easy as you think it would. Yeah.
I think what I think is any of the teams give us a run in the condition that we are in right now, 1 through 10. I can't just sleepwalk through the Warriors to think we gonna win that game to even get in the 8th spot. You know, we got to take every game by game. But if I put my money and think it with my head and not my heart, I would take the Lakers with a healthy AD, healthy LeBron. You know, Russell is looking okay right now. D'Lo, you trying to make a run, but the hardcore, Reggie knows this. When the playoffs start, certain teams turn up a different level.
Yeah, LeBron's a different dude.
You're not gonna take your money and put it against LeBron and AD healthy, and the key parts that we have against some of these teams. Man, I don't care what you're saying about OKC.
Healthy. You said the key word.
I don't think LeBron is as hurt. I don't think LeBron is as hurt as he is when we've been talking about what he did last week.
LeBron is not healthy.
Yeah,
and Anthony Davis, if you touch him and he falls on the playoff, he gonna come up, but he gonna miss one game. You guarantee he gonna miss some one game.
Which is part of the reason I think they set out this Bucks gang. I think they didn't want to over exalt themselves, and they're trying to win as many games as they are. So why over exalt yourself for the Bucks when you got an easy road out the rest of the way? So yeah, let's sit out for the Bucks.
That go back to right now. I can't afford to lose any games. And you never know how it plays.
They got next game. They're not going.
Where they playing the Pelicans at?
We should be in New Orleans. Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. That Giannis versus AD would have been a good matchup for Giannis to prepare for the playoffs, but obviously they probably both ain't playing. So that's
again, and Giannis has sat out a few games. Again, look at the East.
They can.
Yeah, and look at the East Coast. Same thing. You got Celtics still at the number one. Everybody is still suspect on the Celtics, but again, I gave my pick early on in the season and said I see the Celtics coming out of the East. I see
But
them coming out of the East.
hold on. Don't talk about Giannis with the same breath as LeBron right now. LeBron 40 years old. Giannis can take off if they in second place. LeBron them in goddamn ninth place.
I agree. I agree.
Difference.
I agree.
That's a big difference.
And I said we need all these games. We can't just gamble a game.
Man.
Like y'all talking about Houston, we can't gamble a game. So back to the opening question, do I think that the playoffs is good for the sport? I never gave my opinion. I really don't care for it, but you guys put up some really good arguments and I see the advantages. I think that sometimes that might be good for the sport for a team like Houston or a team like Miami that gets no love during the season, but somehow they always in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, James, let me bring up this point.
Yes, sir.
They don't have to play in. Y'all don't make the playoffs this year.
There it is.
Things could change. Things could change between a week and now. Things could change within a week from now.
Y'all not gonna pass Phoenix and Dallas.
You never know.
Smith in the building. What's going on, Smith?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Smith? What's going on?
Thank you.
We got Smith in the building.
Thank you for joining on the show.
Yes, sir. We're gonna move on to this next question.
Yeah,
which we all talking about.
We piling on at this point on you, man. Yeah. We piling on.
I'm good. I'm good. We built to last.
You gonna take that flag to the playoffs. You gonna take that
flag. Hey, he gonna take that flag down after we done here.
Hey, coming from a Knicks fan, you got to get some chips maybe to bring in some heat on the Lakers right now, baby. I could weather that storm right now. You got to get some chips under your belt, son.
You won.
Yeah. So let's get back to the script. We talking about the Western East Championship, and we was talking about our contenders. So let's start with you, EP. Talk to me about who are the contenders in the East, and then give me the contenders in the West and who you see coming out of it.
Okay, I'm with Jamil. I want to see the Knicks go to the conference championship with the Celtics, obviously here, but the way it's most likely gonna be. Sorry, Jamil, but it's probably gonna be the Bucks and the Celtics, with the Celtics coming out of there. But like I see the Knicks putting up a big fight over there. I think they've been there. They've been there before, and that's important.
I ain't laughing. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
We need to see Randall. We might see Randall healthy throughout the whole playoff. So I'm waiting. I want to see it. So, but hopefully, I want to see Knicks go in there and make some noise. But I think it's going to be the Celtics and the Bucks there. I'm still going Clippers and the Nuggets in the West. I'm gonna keep it dark. Russell been out the whole time, and that's like the bench. He just came back yesterday. I know they still lost, but he just came back yesterday. Let that rhythm keep going. I think they kind of just got, getting complacent over the past couple of months. They was doing so well and but I think the playoffs are going to turn them up. After they beat a couple teams. The OKC, they looking good right now, but SGA, I think he gets to the foul line a lot more than people think, which he won't get to win the playoffs. And I'm a Harden fan. That's coming from a Harden fan. So, well, I see that now. I think not sooner or later, but here during the playoffs, he might, he won't get some of these calls like Ant be saying. The Wolves lost Karl Anthony Towns, so we can't show them too much respect. They still a good team, but they hogging up a spot right now. They lost Cat, so I don't think they'll do too much. So I think it's still gonna be the Clippers and the Nuggets coming out of that.
Some really good points. You gave Jamel a little shot about the Knicks putting up a good fight. That's why I had a little laugh. That's almost like just saying y'all all right. Just being there. You made it. You know what I'm saying?
The
way I said it. That's the way it could have came across. But nevertheless, we not gonna get on each other teams right now. The Knicks is better. They got a better record than we got right now. They in the playoffs. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Reggie, give me your thoughts. What you thinking with the East and West Coast and who you see coming out?
Well, Boston is leading, but little y'all know if you're a basketball fan, you're looking at Boston. Boston is not playing consistent. They can have the best record, but when it comes down to the playoff, when Milwaukee play them in the conference final, Giannis and Dame and Middleton at 85%, they're gonna put a show on. They're gonna put a show on. They're gonna come. We ain't nobody worried about the Cavaliers and the Knicks. In there. Hey, Spike Lee, he gonna chill, but they gonna lose against the Boston or Milwaukee. So Spike Lee gets back on this sideline.
Oh,
stop talking about the Knicks. Okay, stop talking about it.
You think that he can come in and make a little push like last year?
That's probably gonna beat the Knicks.
Who, the Heat? Nah.
Do you think y'all want to see the Heat right now, Jamil? Give me your thoughts, Jamil. Talk to me.
No, you don't want to see Jimmy Butler. No, stop.
We do.
Right now.
We do. And
right now.
The reason why we won't mind seeing Jimmy Butler is because we play in defense this year. Okay. And then in the playoffs, as we all know, in the playoffs, the game slows down and it comes down to possession after possessions. Mm-hmm. If the Knicks can play possessions, the only reason why I'm not coming at y'all guys as far as sticking up for my team because we're not healthy. If we were healthy, we will be a problem for the Celtics and the Bucks.
So you saying what you talking about? Julius Randle?
I'm talking about a fully Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson, I say, but Julius Randle. Think about it. When Julius Randle come back, he's taking shots from those guys. That's when the chemistry changes in basketball. You know why they playing so good? Because Julius Randle pats the ball all the time. He don't pass. That's why they playing.
You make a good point, but the thing about
what you want? You want him with it or without it?
Well, I want him with him, and here's the why.
Well, because you gonna lose with.
Hold on, because in the playoffs, if you have multiple guys that can get you a bucket, you're gonna do well. And when the Knicks, he can get you a bucket. We all know that Julius Randle can get you a bucket. The only issue he has with is his motor.
When he needed to. How many buckets he get you last year when you needed to? He struggled. He struggled in the playoffs last year. Definitely. He definitely struggled. But again, this is a new year now. But again, I don't think he's going to come back healthy. I think he's going to probably be more like 90%. He's not going to be fully healthy. So I'm not expecting him to do much. But however, I will say that like what EP was saying, that they're going to be a tough out. And here's the reason why, because they play defense. They are a defensive team. Okay.
They are defensive team.
Hey, me and Reggie said okay at the same time. Jamil put up a good front for the Knicks.
All right.
Best believe I'm gonna have this show on my calendar for when the Knicks and the Lakers, how far we go. And we're gonna hear these same rebuttals. We probably need to do a review of this tape prior to those tapings being done, so we can see how far we actually go.
Go out the first round, but the second round,
it's gonna be a different story. It's gonna be a different story.
I agree with you. Hey, let me throw this one team out that I didn't get to say that I think is gonna make some noise in the West. So we all had Denver. I heard the Clippers. I kind of agree with y'all there.
I already know who you about to say.
Who I'm about to say?
Dallas.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I am.
So that brings me.
Yep.
That brings me to this, Jamil. You led me right into the next topic. We're gonna talk about Luka and Kyrie, and I want to get you guys thought. Are they the best duo right now in the NBA?
I just told you who's the best duo.
I'm just going off the questions. Do you think look at Luka? Look at Luka.
You got Dame.
I think we got Luka stats 34. What is he?
Hold
34,
on,
9 and 9,
Hold on.
48%
Hold on,
field
James.
from the
Hold on,
field.
James. You tell my stats. What does your eyes tell you? Stop the stats. What do your eyes tell you?
Okay, so my eyes against
What do your eyes tell you?
against Giannis and Dame against Luka and Kyrie. I really want to go to the next question. Man, that's but you know what? You know what, fellas? All seriousness, we talking about a team sport. Jamel did bring up Dallas. I am a Dallas fan for the fact that they added some key pieces and they play some defense.
I like the pieces.
You know, and I think that making noise. Unfortunately, the game is designed that a number one seed could get knocked off. Like Miami is bringing heat to a lot of teams. So right there, you got a lot of teams canceling each other out. So teams like New York and teams like the Lakers might be able to slide a little bit further in the playoffs. So if you look at it like that, you know, again, with being healthy, you know, anything can happen on any given Sunday for the NBA as well. That a player can get injured, or you got these players with nagging injuries if they have them, you know, and not just resting. Then you got a different type of look. So how do you guys see Dallas this coming year going into the playoffs? They look like they're moving in the seventh spot. They play Phoenix for the play-in. If they was to play today, they'd be playing Phoenix. You think they get past Phoenix in the play-in to take that number 7 seed?
Well, then they're number 6, correct?
No, they're number 7.
Right now, they number 7.
They're number 7. Okay.
So this is what's crazy. If they lose to Phoenix in the play-in, they are out. And Phoenix was a number 18.
No, they get another shot. They get another shot for the 8th seed.
That's right. The loser goes and plays the winner out of the 9th and 10th seed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
They'll play your. Hopefully, they'll be playing your Lakers.
Yeah.
Against Dallas. Oh yeah, that'd be a great show.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem. That's where I was getting to.
Yeah. Jamel, you think the Mavs will beat the Lakers in the series?
Yeah. I do.
Oh.
And the he said, "Oh," and let me. Well, the reason why is because I think LeBron and Luka will cancel each other out. I think they have enough bigs on the defensive end to bother. I'm not saying they'll bother AD if they can turn up their defense all around, and they can continue their scoring that they've been doing. The Mavs will be a problem in the playoffs. They will be a problem for Denver. I think they match up well with Denver. I think they have a thing with the Suns and the Clippers where it's like I think Luka is Booker's daddy. I think he can't stand the Clippers, so he's going to come out and give them work. And the Clippers probably the one team that I believe the Mavs don't match up well against. Everybody else, I think they match up pretty well against.
Well, think about matchups, and you got key players. You know, I think all of us play ball. You got other key players that bring a challenge when you're talking about players coming off the bench, which the Clippers, I think, is the most better built coming out of the West with their role players. But again, Jamel, you talking about the Lakers, some of the things that you said, you got LeBron that could probably take 2 of those players that they got to play against, you know, to match up against. And then if you got a healthy AD, you know, you got Russell, you got some other key players that we have that have experience also. I think Dallas has one player with championship experience, which is Kyrie. So we got to hope that Kyrie as well to be able to handle that. You know, we talked about the big stage. You got a lot of young players on Dallas that may not be ready for it. We have to see. It'll be interesting. You know, it'll be
No, I
interesting,
mean,
and that's what basketball is about. Um, Let me go into one more thing talking about young players. We don't hear a lot of talk now as much talking about the San Antonio Spurs, Wembanyama. How do you guys feel about, was it a hype, or do you feel that we should believe the hype? And what is missing for the Spurs to go further with that type of player that they have? I'll start with you, Reggie.
You better drink the Kool-Aid. He's for real. Only reason we not hearing that, he ain't won but 16 games. I mean, he got to get some people around him. That kid's the truth. That young man's the truth. That young man right there gonna set a bunch of reps, and if they get the right pieces around him, he's gonna make a lot. He's gonna make a lot of noise. In 3 to 4 years, he's gonna make a lot of noise in the NBA. The Spurs, they're known for building teams. In 3 to 4 years, the Spurs, they'll be all right. 3 or 4 years, the Spurs will be all right.
And
you know what I'm saying? I believe he's gonna be he's gonna be an MVP type caliber player in the NBA. I believe.
Okay. You know what's so odd is you got certain type of players that are towards the end of their contract that may not sign an extension just to go over there and play with Wemby, and also be under the shadows of Pop, because I haven't heard Pop going anywhere anytime soon. So you got to think, if they start putting players around Wemby, how dangerous that could be. You just saw the Dame move to go play with Giannis. Things can be done. You know, contracts can be structured. Some of these players get moved around. So things can be done. What are your thoughts, Jamil, on San Antonio and Wemby?
No, Wemby's gonna be good, but I hope it doesn't work out, because the San Antonio Spurs is a boring organization. Their style of play, their culture, it's just boring. They don't deserve Wemby. Wemby, come to New York. Word up. Wemby, finish your contract and ask for a trade to New York. Yeah. You'll have a ball out there.
So you do think that, do you believe the hype? Is he a great player, or can be a great player, or is he just overrated?
He's gonna be good, but he's I don't see him being the face of the league like LeBron. I think is going to be a lot more talent out there. And the reason I say that is because we've yet to see a 7+ foot guy, with not much built, take over the league that we would think like we had Porzingis. I think the league is a guard-driven league, and there will be a guard, i.e. Luka, that's going to be the face of the league for years to come. I don't see. Yeah, Luka.
Ain't gonna be no face.
I think Luka's going to be the face. If Luka grows up, I think Luka going to be the face.
Feel like that on the face of the NBA. Stop it.
Larry Bird was
face of the NBA, but you know
what?
Luka's
baby Bird.
Listen to this. Tim Duncan won the face of the NBA, but he's a legend. Wemby's gonna be a legend. Luka's not gonna be the face of the NBA. They're not gonna let that happen. If anybody's gonna be the face of the NBA, it's gonna be Ant-Man. Somebody like that. It's not gonna be Luka. It's not.
I think we all knew Ja Morant was headed that way before he faced some troubles. I believe he was headed that way. I do understand it is guard driven. And that's unfortunate. But Reggie brought out a good point. He could be a great player, but not have to be the face of the NBA. He can turn out to be a phenomenal player. So
yeah, he could be a phenomenal player.
I think Luka's going to end up that way also.
Yeah, but I think where San Antonio is trying to go, Wemby's going to have to put up Duncan numbers, which is 25 and 15.
Right.
Okay, but do you think, Jamel,
and on a consistent basis, and I think he can do that, but I don't know if Wemby is going to have the total impact on the game. I think there's going to be so much talent in the league that's his size that is going to cancel him out, where he's not going to be dominating the league to be the face. And I think that's where I was trying to go.
But I know it's early right now, Jamel, and it makes me wonder, do you feel that Wemby is built to be a leader? You know, with being a face of the face, not only the face of the franchise, but the face of the NBA. Are you going to be a strong leader like that? I think LeBron was built for that. If we using LeBron, you got certain players that was built for that particular position, was put in there for that. Do you really see Wemby with that type of leadership?
Yeah, and the only reason I would say without hesitation is because with the numbers he's putting up in his rookie year. Like, if he was kind of like suspect this year, I'd be like, I don't know. But he's putting up numbers this year. So, but I just don't think a 7'5" guy is going to have that much of an impact on the league where we're like, you know, where he's looking at him as LeBron, where he's winning so many champs, he's getting to the chip so many times. I don't think he's going to have that impact just because of the talent that's in the league plus his build. I think he's going to break down eventually.
Okay. Your thoughts, EP, before I get to my final.
And then like I said, I don't want San Antonio to be there anyway because they're boring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he will grab him. Probably he gonna grab him some MVP or two. Probably, you know, as in the league here, he will here. I'll say here soon, but so he gonna start catching his pace here. As Jamel said, gonna need a little more weight on him to determine to see, you know, my projection a little more, because, you know, I seen Bo, you know, doing man, and he about to see he got the same size. I mean, he kind of do the same thing. We didn't realize that. Like Bo is literally the same player, but we kind of hype Wemby up a little more. So like,
okay.
he's in the system where like he probably can't, but he's in the system where he probably can't, you know, show his wings like, you know, as he probably could. Any other team, they probably have the green light. I see a lot of people on the Spurs kind of they're trying to get off when you got him right there, just giving the ball. Like, what everybody wants to see. But their Spurs probably Popovich so stuck in his ways, probably, where it's still he wants to run his system. So I feel like probably soon as he starts getting his legs under him here, give him a couple of years, I think he'll win the MVP. But, you know, I don't face of the league is kind of pushing it just because, like you said, I don't see him lasting as long. But we'll see.
Okay. Good thoughts. I'm gonna give you guys something real quick. We just saw Will Butler pop up on the screen. Let's give him a shout out. What's up, Will? Coming from Cali, all the way from Cali. Just to let y'all know, that's my little brother right there, giving us a little shout. So what's up, man? Good looking out on that.
Is he a Clippers fan or what?
Is he a who?
Clippers fan.
Yeah, Laker fan, man. He ain't a Knicks fan. Believe that. But you know what, Jay? You know what? He's a Green Bay Packer fan. With a twist. Wow. And we had a conversation about how many people support the team, or are they a fan of the team because of a player? That's going to be a conversation that we have later on when when people are from a hometown. Most of the people go with the team from their hometown, but you got a lot of people from New York that ain't Knicks fans. They may be a Clipper fan. You got a lot of, and I see Reggie, but you got a lot of people down from the South between Mississippi. They can go either way. They can go to New Orleans or they can go to Dallas. So you got them supporting the team from pretty much in the region where they are is what I was getting at. But let me give y'all this point before we get to our very last question. The point about Wemby. Wemby is just maybe 2 or 3 Subway sandwiches away from Garnett. His size. Look at the same size as Kevin Durant. Look at what Wemby can do. Wemby doesn't have to be Shaq's size to dominate the league. So I'm going to go with what Reggie said. Wemby
but
is the Wemby is the
But-
truth. You got a rookie right now. Wemby got a couple of more years to develop and eat some more Subway sandwiches, dog, or get in the gym. Do what he got to do. Because right now, you haven't seen anybody, not even Giannis, come in the league that is talented as Wemby as a rookie. We talking 3 or 4 years. We can't give his career right now his rookie year. You know what I mean? You see Will put in there Lakers all day. He just letting you know, Jay, keep the shots to a minimum. Keep the
they coming.
But you know,
Lakers-
back
Lakers to the play-in. That's it.
okay. Back to what are y'all thoughts on that with Wemby size compared to the other players that I just gave you? I gave you Kevin Durant. I gave you who else did I give you? Kevin Garnett. Small build, but great players. Not everybody was Shaq size or Joker size to be dominant.
So I go with the Durant comparison. I can see that, but then with Durant, you gotta add another 5, 6 inches on this dude, and that's too slight. And then you're trying to be a perimeter player. These guys are just going to get up under him, man. And with Garnett, I don't think that's a fair comparison, because Garnett was trying to get in the paint. This guy's not really trying to get in the paint like that. I mean, he will go down there, but
they don't play the same way.
They don't play the same
talked
way.
about that a couple of shows ago.
Right.
When we grew up, you better not be over 6'10" shooting a 3-pointer. Bet not be. You better be down there posting. What are you trying to shoot for? You got these centers, and they not even considering themselves true centers. They want to be forward center. Well, back in the day, you don't have a big man shooting a 3-point play, man. That might be a joke if we up by 20. So people play differently now. Give me your thoughts on this, Reggie, and then I'm gonna ask you guys the final question for the day.
Yeah, it's kind of. I wouldn't compare him to neither one of those guys. Me personally, Kevin Garnett Kevin Garnett was slim built, but that mind and that tenacity he had a different attitude. He was just a different cat. Then you got Durant, ball handling, skills, shooting. I'm gonna say this. He'll never be able to shoot like Durant. He'll never be like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was shooting in college, high school. He trying to be. He can shoot the three. He shoot it good, decent. But shooting like Kevin Durant, no.
But you know, Reggie, he played professional from where he's from. So in a slight, he played with grown men. You know, and again, we looking at him as a rookie.
Right.
I think
he shoot the three every once in a while. He wasn't driving to the hoop, slashing and cutting like Kevin Durant.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm trying to make a good. I'm trying to make a good push for him. But I think
he's gonna be a major factor in the NBA. He's not the face of the NBA. No foreign guy, and I'm saying it, and nothing against it, will be the face of the NBA. No foreign guy will be the face of the NBA.
It's coming.
No, it's not.
It is.
No time.
It's coming. If it's not looking now.
They finna put Luka on the poster.
Yes, they will. You hear me? They will.
Yeah, they want him to be on the poster.
Yeah, but it's coming.
He just got to me. He just got to get it. He just got to grow up and get further along in the playoffs.
That's why you're not. That's why. But that's why you're not going to be the face of the NBA right now, because you're still growing. You know, they're not just going to give it to you. And I don't think they're going to give it. I would hope that they don't give it away to an international player just to make international relations.
So is Jokic not the face of the league right now?
There you go.
Good point.
Is Jokic not the face of the league right now? Put LeBron to the side. Because right now, LeBron, like I say, he's 40.
No, Luka's not the face of the NBA.
I said
Jokic. He said Jokic. That's a good point, EP.
No.
That's a good point.
Man.
Well,
he's a big guy.
here's
face. No, he's not.
Well, here's another one. Giannis. You still got Giannis too.
Yeah, I'm saying y'all said
they're not the face of the league.
Who is?
It's still LeBron.
LeBron.
It's still LeBron. And then if you go, yeah,
I understand.
When you say the face of the league, you talking about guys that answer questions about the league. Y'all might not want to say it. If they don't talk to LeBron, they talk to Steph Curry. The face of the league answers a question about the league. Those guys do not answer questions about the league.
So who's gonna be next? Who's next in line after LeBron? Basically,
I just told you.
Ants?
They gonna bring. Listen to me, man.
Man, it ain't got no sense, man. It ain't got no sense, man. I doubt he gotta wait a little bit. Give him about a couple of years.
Let him get his point, and then we gonna get to this last question.
Okay, go ahead.
What is it, Reg?
That's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta look at how they develop guys. They developing Ant-Man just like they developed Kobe Bryant. They develop because they simple. You gotta look at it. They're not gonna put a foreign guy up there to answer the questions for the league. They're not gonna do it, guys. It's been good for foreign guys. You know what I'm saying? But they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it.
Hey, for Ant-Man to be the face, he gotta leave Minnesota though. Ant, come to New York.
That's another thing. He's not in a good market.
That might happen. I'm just telling you. But I'm telling you, he's the closest thing. And James said it. John Morant was gonna be it, but he will never be it now. He will never be it. They want Jason Tatum, but Jason Tatum does not have this right here. He don't have it.
Come on now.
I think he does, but we gonna save some of this for another show.
What you mean, Reggie? Though I see. I know what you're talking about.
We gonna save some of this.
Fold like a lawn chair, babe.
We gonna save some of this for for another show. We talked about a lot of names, so what I want you guys to do, we gonna sum it up this way. I want you guys to give me your MVP of the league right now, and give me your defensive player of the league right now. And I'm gonna start with EP. Will says Tatum can be a future face of the league.
He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be by now.
Well, Tatum is a student of the Mamba Academy, so Tatum, I think, does have a lot of heart. I think he just plays nonchalant, Reggie. Well, I shouldn't even say nonchalant. I think his game is just different. I like Jason Tatum though. I think he's can be a great player. Yeah, but I think though, if he get a couple of championships up under his belt before everybody else, I can see that happening.
It take him a little too long to get hot for me. Sometimes I just seen him go cold and like literally like go cold. Like so that's my thing with him. I see he's talented. Like he's probably him and Devin Booker talented, man. Them talented guys, but like
another good name.
I like Devin Booker too, but I know he's another one that's like it's something missing. I can't explain
it. EP, so give me your MVP right now, and give me your defensive player of the league.
MVP, I want to see Luka get that. Even I don't know where he's at in the rankings, but I want to see Luka get that.
Is he the MVP?
Who you see right now? If we end it today, who is your MVP? Let Joker get his third MVP then. Man, what we talking about? But I'm saying that Luka should be the MVP. who do you see as the defensive player of the year? I think we should give it to Wemby. I ain't gonna lie. I'll get that to Wemby.
I thought Wemby, but the record. That's why I can't give it to him.
Go ahead. What you got, Jay? Give me who you got. Defensive player.
Defensive player. I got Giannis, man. I think there's a lot of players that's close for us. Defensive player. I got Giannis. Changes the game defensively for his team every game. He brings it every game. The blocks are there. The rebounds are there. I just think he alters everything for that team. MVP, I got Shai, man. I got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man. I think he's averaging 30.5 right now. His team is second in the West. I really think he's leading his team to do some damage in the playoffs, and this team has basically turned the corner. So I got him as my MVP, with off his numbers and his team success, him leading this young group.
Okay, good selection, Reggie. Where you at?
Defensive player of the year, mark it down. Rudy Gobert. Mark it down.
He was. I think he is number one in the rankings.
Mark it down. Y'all. And the MVP, y'all know what y'all eyes done told y'all.
Ant-Man.
You know what your eyes done told you. It ain't told you Luka. It ain't told you Giannis, because Giannis been hurt too much this year. The Joker.
Okay.
Ooh.
Joker,
You know,
man. I'm tired of that dude winning MVP, man. He another boring player.
I'll say this year is the legit first year. I seen he won the past 2 MVPs or whatever. This legit first year that I seen why he should win MVP. Because if them last, maybe I don't know if maybe I wasn't paying attention to Joker, but like now I'm starting to see why he wins MVP. He fills the stat sheet up. he fills it up.
Well, I'm leaning more with Jamel on this one. I can't believe it, but I'm on the fence with 2 different players. I'm on the fence with 2 players. I can see Shai getting it. And when we look at most valuable player, that team can't win without him, Reg. Right now, Bucks still winning games. Bucks still winning games without Giannis. They can.
Joker. I didn't say
Joker. Oh, okay. But I'm I'm talking about when you were saying about the difference with them. I do see Joker putting up really great numbers, and I want to get away from numbers. I don't know that Denver. I don't know that Denver will be able to win.
That's the only reason we talking about SGL numbers.
Well, I'm looking at the fact of a team win. Will they have those numbers if Gildress wasn't there?
Would they actually a really good team without Gildress? They can still got Chet.
Okay, so that's why we lean towards Gildress a little bit, but we also look at the Joker. That's where I'm on the fence with. I think Joker right now, what he's done to keep Denver in the number 1 contention for majority of the season was great. They maintain a high level of being able to compete on a every given Sunday. So I think that was great. Defensive player, I could see Rudy. I hear you, Jamel. I hear you. I could see Rudy, but I can also see Giannis. I know that he stayed hurt. So, again, right now though, if we could look at him as an MVP candidate, I mean, we riding with Joker and we talking about Gildress, but Giannis is in that talk. He's in that conversation. And let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's a lot of players that get shied because of the record when we talk about numbers. That could hurt Rudy. It could not. But I'm saying, what if Minnesota don't we give these awards out pretty much towards the end of the playoffs?
No. Regular season.
We do a regular season. Okay, that's just the MVP. We wait towards the end of the year.
But it's based on the regular season. It's not based on the playoffs.
Because somehow, the only reason why I brought that point up, somehow it seems like the team with the better record always gets that type of decision when we think some years that have been better players that I thought. I do.
No, Embiid won it last year. They ain't had no better record.
Show didn't. But overall, and that's a good point, Reggie. Overall, there have been times when I think sometimes the players get a better decision because of how far they've gone throughout the year. And I think sometimes, like you said, with Embiid.
For me, I think team success does matter. MVP, defensive player. I mean, Wemby's putting up numbers, but your team's losing. So, and then as far as the MVP, you gotta have a great year to get that top player. You got a top player, and you're on a bad team, or you're on a mid team. You're Steph Curry, but your team is number 7, number 6. No, it has to go to the top teams. And these guys are putting up numbers. It's just what it is. It's just what
Very
it
true.
is. I mean,
Very
you
true.
want to look at when Shaq probably got shafted against when Steve Nash won that award, but I think Shaq he was just so dominant. He was so dominant and that's another thing. Like that's one of the reasons why I can't give Jokic another MVP. Like, is he 2 more MVPs better than Shaq? I don't know. He's not. He's not. And so I'm like,
it's just how the years go. It's just how the years go.
Guys here.
I guess
Well,
compared to his companions, basically, yeah. Unfortunately,
you know, a lot of conversation. What I've been hearing, and this is all of us. Sometimes, and I said it before, Jamil. Sometimes we got to get out of our heart and think with our head. And you look at what Joker is doing. Hands down, man. He right now. Who gonna stick him?
Exactly. Nobody's doing what they got to do for him.
Who's gonna stop him? And if a team says we'll let him get his, but we need to play up against everybody else. Denver right now can put up numbers against pretty much anybody in the league, except for the Clippers. I think where they just gonna run over them to do what they got to do. So when you look at MVP numbers, that's who I see. Reggie, you got something you want to say before I ask y'all one more question?
I was gonna say who does Jamil think can check him? Mitchell from New York?
Well, no. The advantage that Jokic has over a lot of these guys is that he's a lot bigger than them, and more importantly, he's more skillful. A lot of the bigs now, they're not very smart. They're rim runners and they're shot blockers, but they don't play with good posture in the paint. They don't have low sense of gravity. There's no reason why Joker should be backing down Gobert. There's no girth guys. Give me a guy like Stewart out of the Detroit Pistons, and I'm pretty sure he'll give Jokic issues, but he don't see him every day. Jokic is nice. Don't get me wrong. He's very skillful, but the advantage that he has, over them is that he's just backing them and backing them and backing them in. Embiid is a better player than Jokic to me.
You know what, Jamel? Oh, go ahead, EP.
I feel what you're saying. Jokic know how to win the game and like knows when the game's coming to him. Embiid, he'll burn out. He'll burn out all them points. He'll get going to free throw line, then burn out. Then when it's crunch time, he'll get to doing, not going to the rim, trying to take shots. Jokic finds that so he'll pass the ball. The game will come back to him, and he knows how to. He's skillful enough to know how to win a game.
Joker is a smarter basketball player than Embiid.
Exactly.
Fact.
Exactly.
There's no way Philadelphia should have let Boston win the series last
year. It was over. It was over.
Post up Boston.
It was over.
He ran it on the perimeter.
Reggie, hold on, before you go. So Reggie, we was you was blaming James Harden. We was blaming James Harden when he.
It was
yeah, thank you. Okay, boom. That's what I want to hear. Because James Harden stole you 2 games, and you couldn't get not one. I don't care how hurt you was. You couldn't go in there and get 30, give me 30 or 40, give me 30 and 10. You win the game against Boston. You had Al Horford on you the whole time.
Let's go back. Before we get too far off, let's get to the big man conversation because I'm gonna tag in on what Jamel said. I think when we look at dominance, I think at looking at somebody like Shaq, me and Reggie Days look at Patrick Ewing. We look at Olajuwon, and I throw Olajuwon in there on the twist. I got your Knicks, man. I got Shaq. I said Shaq first though, and he dominated with the Lakers. So let's stay with that, and let's go with that. But Reggie, look at my point. The big man dominated. Every big man I named wasn't a 3-point shooter like we looking at Joker. All those big men we named wasn't able to have the assist numbers like Joker. Joker is a different type of player with shooting the threes, creating angles that he can back down the player, but he's not dominant like that. Like Shaq say, that's barbecue chicken right there. He's not we're not looking for Joker to do that. You ever notice that?
But that's a big part of his game, though.
his game is shooting. His
you in.
game is shooting and assisting, but he's passing also. But the
No,
dominant
yeah.
centers that I named,
He puts that body on people.
okay. But the dominant centers I named, if we were to compare Joker to them, he's not doing that.
It's just Joker's doing everything.
No.
Though. That's except for dunking on people.
No, because the game has changed now.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was my point. That was my point. The game has changed. So nothing against Joker. I think he's a great player. Great.
No, he's great.
He's doing his
he's
thing.
Great. I just don't put him right now with the greats and get him another 3 MVPs. And I hear what you're saying about you kind of looking at your heart, but how he's playing right now, he's probably deserving of it. I get it, but it's just one of those things. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Like he does make his teammates better. I will agree with that, and he is a great player though.
Absolutely.
And I'm with you on that, Jameer. I don't think he's with the greats we named, but during this time, he's the man. And he's the man. Nobody else. He's the man.
Nobody's doing it like
during this time. He's the man.
You got him over Giannis, Reggie.
Yes, right now.
A healthy Giannis. Okay. I'm just doing the temperature check.
I'm talking about Giannis over this season. Giannis been hurt some this season, but I'm saying what I've seen for this season. Jokic he's the MVP, and I like Jameer. My man in Oklahoma, he's number 2. He's number 2.
Stay with me, Reggie. This is the last question before we get out of here. We talked about who we got coming out of the East and West. Who you got winning it all right now?
I hate to do it.
Don't do it to him.
Joker. The Joker.
Don't do it to him.
He got Denver.
Right now.
Right now.
You just said who gonna stop him? And he got Murray. Murray averaged 25, 26 points. They don't fear nobody right now. They do not fear nobody. When you see them play, they don't fear nobody. They could be behind. They say, hey, we're gonna walk y'all down. They don't fear nobody.
It's like horseplay with them too. Like they just know they're gonna come back and win.
Yeah.
Okay. Who you got, EP?
I wish I could say the Clippers, man, but I'm going to come back next week and hopefully I can strongly say the Clippers. But I might go to
the Clippers, dog. I say the Clippers.
He said come back next week and see what it's like after about 2 or 3 more games.
Yeah, and after when the playoffs start, I start saying the Clippers. But right now, man, I'm not going my heart. I'm going with what I see, man. Them Nuggets is a problem, man. It's the Nuggets, man.
Okay, we got 2 on the Nuggets. Jay, what you see?
I don't see no back-to-back with the Nuggets, man.
You see the Knicks?
I put them in your back pocket like I got the Clippers, man. Put them in the back pocket, man. That's gonna be our wild card.
You got the Knicks, dog?
No, I ain't got the Knicks, not this year, man. But I think the Knicks gonna lose to this team that I do have. I think the Knicks gonna lose. The champion will be this year the Boston Celtics. I think this year is their year. Everything is they're playing good ball. They go through a little stretch where things are kind of falling apart. Like they just lost to Atlanta after having a 30-point lead yesterday. But I think they got something special brewing over there. I think Porzingis gives them a different element. You don't think so? I think Porzingis gives them a different element. This in regards to stretching. Again, you got another person that can stretch the floor.
Who we gonna check?
Who we gonna check? They don't need him. They need him to roam.
Giannis gonna eat his lunch in the playoffs.
So, yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah. He's gonna eat his lunch in the playoffs.
They're not gonna put him on Giannis. They're gonna put Horford on Giannis.
You can put anybody on.
Horford.
Horford is smart. They gonna put Horford on Giannis.
Horford is broke up like LeBron.
You know who Boston is missing? They missing Williams. Remember the big man Williams that they had?
I disagree. That's the point. That's the point I was making. I disagree with you on that because I think I think Williams kind of clogged the lane, whereas Porzingis stretches the floor where you have Jalen, he has driving lanes, he has more driving lanes, and you got Tatum has more driving lanes.
That's
But-
the coach. That's the coach. You need defense though. He just said Giannis gonna eat that dude up, and Williams got a little bit more legs. I think he played a bit different.
My bad, James. Horford was kind of spreading it out too. Like he was just standing in the paint. So it's the same thing as last year. I think there's gonna be a lack of defense, like you said. No. I think they could beat the Bucks, but I think it's still gonna be a little problem though.
Horford doesn't even start anymore.
Oh wow! See, yeah.
Horford doesn't start.
Reggie, I hate to say it again. I was leaning towards Boston winning it all. I know I had the Clippers when we started this at the beginning. But if I had to end it today, I would go with Boston. Now we'll see what it looks like in the playoffs. I know, Jay. I hated to do it. But I had to do it. I just did it. This is what I see, Reggie. I see as we've been talking, Giannis is not healthy. Believe it or not, Boston has been there. Yeah, Milwaukee has also, but Boston has been there, and they got this. They've been burnt by Miami, been burnt by Milwaukee. I think they're gonna put forth a bigger effort to come out of that East, man. And I can see them playing Denver or the Clippers. To be honest with you,
who do you pick to win? You said Boston.
I say Boston today, Boston. Right now. Today, right now, I see Boston.
Okay.
I see Boston can handle Denver.
Okay.
2-2.
So we'll see. We'll see next week. Like EP said, we'll be back next week.
I might have a new pick next week.
Speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great show with the fellas, Reggie, EP, Jamel, giving it to you only the way that they can. Totally fun, fellas. Another great show.
Yeah, great show.
We will be back next week. You guys stay tuned. We'll have some different type of topics. And if you are subscribed, submit some topics, some things that you guys would like to hear us discuss, and maybe we can go from that. Like Jamel said earlier, we like to thank you extremely for tuning in, supporting us. We really have a lot of fun, but we couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Coming to you again from the end zone. Another great show, and we'll be out of here. See you guys next week.
Give a special shout out to our producer, Dog.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mackenzie.
Shout out Kenzie.
Shout out, Miss Kenzie, for helping us out. We couldn't do it without you. Appreciate it. Thanks. Good looking out, Reggie. All right, fellas. Everybody, peace. And I'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
What the producer said?
Get us out of here now.
What the producer?
We just gave her credit. We just gave her credit and ended the show.
Keep going there, dog.
Hey, that's what happened. Hey, Reggie, that's what happened when you get that big contract. Then things start messing up.